Hi, welcome back to Therapy to the Point. I'm Jeffrey, I'm a licensed therapist, and in today's video, I'm gonna go over 4 techniques to beat procrastination. First, I'm gonna go over what procrastination is and some of the misconceptions that comes with procrastination. Secondly, I'm gonna describe some of the root causes for procrastination. And thirdly, I'm gonna provide the 4 tools to beat procrastination. Procrastination is this habit of putting things off. Contrary to what a lot of people think is that procrastination is not laziness. Procrastination is the avoidance of a negative emotion such as anxiety or dread. Knowing that procrastination is the avoidance of a negative emotion and not simply laziness can help us with the following tools. So what are some of the root causes for procrastination? So we know that procrastination is not laziness, so what is causing the procrastination? Oftentimes there's a strong fear of failure of being able to complete the task or to do it to adequate standards. So we put it off because we only want to do it if we're going to do it perfectly. This fear of failure contributes quite a bit to procrastination. Another root cause for procrastination is this feeling of dread that we often avoid. And typically we tend to avoid this feeling of dread by doing something that is pleasurable or enjoyable, such as playing video games, or often distracting ourselves with something other than the task at hand. Now that you understand some of the causes of procrastination, I want to give you the 4 tools to beat procrastination. The first tool to beat procrastination is adopting a growth mindset. Adopting a growth mindset is specifically designed for that fear of failure. Let me explain. A growth mindset is knowing that you're going to be able to complete a task if you just put enough dedication and effort. Meaning that if you concentrate well enough and you put enough work in, you will be able to figure out the task at hand. This means that if you fail at the task at hand, you're not going to attach your identity to failing. Consequently, this decreases the fear of failure that we talked about in the causes of procrastination. So you're probably wondering, how do I adopt a growth mindset? So here are 2 little tricks to adopt a growth mindset. When you get stuck in a particular task, or if it seems really overwhelming, and you have thoughts like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this, or if you're having thoughts like, I don't know how to do this, you want to be able to add the word yet at the end of that sentence. For example, I don't know how to do this yet. Doing this is going to give you the ability to problem solve and push through challenges. The second little trick to adopt a growth mindset is to reward your efforts instead of your intelligence. So instead of saying, I was able to do this, that means I'm so smart, say, I was able to do this, this shows I put a lot of work in. The second tool to beat procrastination is responding to your procrastination-related thoughts. This means when you have a procrastination-related thought such as, I don't want to do this right now, or I'll just do it later, you want to be able to respond to those thoughts. How do you do this, you may ask? You want to take the procrastination-related thought and change it to the second person. This way, the thought is like if somebody was saying it back to you. Let me give you an example. Let's say that you have the procrastination-related thought, I'll just do this later. You want to translate that to, you'll just do this later. Then you have the opportunity to respond to that particular thought. So you might respond with something like, no, it's better to do it now because if I do it now, it's going to make me feel better in the long run. Learning to respond to these thoughts essentially teaches you to talk yourself into starting tasks. The more that you do this, the easier that this will become. The third tool to beat procrastination is to accept and sit through negative emotions. Instead of trying to avoid the feeling of anxiety or dread, you want to be able to learn to sit with that emotion. One little trick is to acknowledge the feeling that you're having and say, can I be with this feeling? And say, yes. This gives you permission to be with the feeling instead of avoiding it. For example, let's say that you're feeling anxious. Then you ask yourself, can I be with this feeling? Can I be with these physical sensations? And say yes. Learning to sit with these emotions teaches you to not avoid them and instead simply have tea with them. Doing so will help you tolerate these emotions and you won't escape from them, making it easier to sit and start a task and push through that particular task. The fourth and final tool is gradual cold exposure or engaging in exercise that raises your heart rate. Obviously, before doing this, you want to consult with a medical professional. Using cold exposure like splashing cold water on your face or having a cold shower can help you navigate through that feeling of tiredness. Likewise, doing exercise that elevates your heart rate, such as jumping jacks, push-ups, or sprints, is going to elevate that heart rate, which is in turn going to cause you to have more energy. You may be wondering, for how long should I do either the cold exposure or the exercise? The cold exposure should be done for no more than 3 minutes. 1 to 3 minutes will do the job. The high intense exercise can last anywhere from 3 minutes to 15 minutes. Doing this will help you with that feeling of fatigue. Those are the 4 tools to beat procrastination. That's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And for more content like this, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Thank you, and see you in the next one.